Okay, so I don't even know if I want to do my usual usual introduction. Everybody knows, Fierce Crimson Speedster, Edward West Summers, and whatnot. So, I have heard, unless people have been living a rock or just not hearing about this, Vic Mignogna, who is a English anime voice actor, and he's done some other roles too. He was accused, and this has been for a while now. There has been different accusations made towards him. That he has gone and done very bad things like touching people and other stuff. He has publicly apologized for just hugging and kissing. It hasn't gone to be where he hasn't molested anybody or done anything bad like that or had any negative intentions or anything. So, um, I don't think, I don't think he did anything I don't think he did anything wrong in a sense, and I don't think he did what he did with malicious intentions. He just, his way of showing how much he cares about the fans, he gives fans hugs, and he, kisses on the forehead or the cheek. It's nothing, he doesn't go after teenage girls. He doesn't go and do anything to teenage girls. And it's just, and I've seen his stuff. I don't want to use he's a nice guy, but I mean, I've seen his videos. He's a really nice, stable guy, and he's he's Christian. I'm not trying to bring up just the list of excuses. I'm just saying that I think that it's just some of this has gotten blown out of proportion. I think some of this has been blown out of proportion, and I think that it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to think. All I know is that, I mean, I don't think he did anything. I don't think he did, I don't think he raped anybody. I don't think he touched or molested anybody. I may be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong on this. It's at least one of the things, I know this is off topic, but this is something else that's happened to me recently. At least one of the things that I like about YouTube, despite all of the bullshit, despite all of the crap with the demonetization and all their stupid rules that they've added and make things difficult for YouTubers trying to make a living off of it and all this other crap, despite everything, I like that I can share my opinions on my channel on YouTube, and I don't have to worry. I don't have to be afraid that somebody's going to attack me because I mentioned what I thought about some of this on a Discord group I was on. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to deal with any drama. I don't want to deal with any drama. As much as I would love to say what the group was, I've kept it very private for the most part. I did tell one person who it was, but I don't know how many more people I'm going to tell. And if I do tell anybody else, they have to keep it private too, because I don't want this being shared around. But I shared my opinions on the whole thing, and because of very complicated between two, where we're supposed to talk about and where we're not supposed to talk about and all this other crap. And I think the person there who led the Discord group started just getting fed up with me. I never purposely tried to be annoying. It was never intentional. But I ended up getting kicked from the group. And and then all this other crap. So, but going back, we're supposed to be talking about. I'm supposed to be talking about Vic. I'm supposed to be talking about Vic and this whole thing. In the wake of the allegations, he has been fired from Rooster Teeth. And I've heard something that there was a role that he was going to play a character in, Morose Mononoken. I am here and I hope he's okay, and we will see. Man, are you okay? I've been better. I've been better, but I'm holding it together. I'm trying to but I'll say how I feel in just a minute. So this anime role on Funimation, he's been replaced. I don't know. So far, he's been fired from Rooster Teeth. There has been no official word yet that he's been fired from Funimation, other than being replaced on this one particular role. I'm afraid if he gets fired from Funimation, then he won't have any work, and that really upsets me. And that frustrates me. But anyways, how I feel about the whole thing is that it's gotten to the point where the only thing, like, usually every day I go on Twitter, I look at the feed, I look at my notifications, and it got to the point I was so frustrated with all this. With all these accusations, that I announced last night that I am taking, other than checking notifications on my Twitter, because apparently Twitter has it where you can't even log out of Twitter. You can't even log out of Twitter, because if you do, it says that it deletes all Twitter. It supposedly deletes all Twitter data on your device. So all of my tweets that I've written thus far would be gone, which is very stupid. I mean, I used to hate Facebook. I'm neutral about it now. Neutral. But even they don't do that. You can log out and then log back in and all your crap's still there. But other than checking notifications, I haven't checked my feed because I'm tired of seeing this crap. Someone mentioned on Discord, and then I pointed it out. I pointed it out last night before I went on my break. That let me fix my cap real quick. Fix the screen. I pointed out that this was what this other person had said, and it said, you know what else? Do you know what other event had where it was just all accusations and no proof? The Salem witch trials. It's like it was all accusations. This person's a witch. This person's a witch. This person. I think from what I remember learning about this whole thing, some of the women accused of being witches were probably doctors or that they were just under suspicion. They weren't really witches. So it's like, that's what I point out. This whole thing has turned into a witch hunt. If there are people need to realize, if you want to expose, this is what I wrote in my tweet, if you want to expose a disgusting pig, you don't just come up with allegations and accusations. You get proof. You want to expose a disgusting pig for being a rapist or a pedophile or a molester or whatever, you get proof. You get pictures or a video recording of it. You don't just go saying accusations. When you are in the court of law, I know that's not like the way of life that it goes by the court of law or whatever, but in the court of law, you need more than just people's word. I understand that there is a lot of people saying he did this or he did something to this amount, but you need to come up with proof. You need to find proof. And that's the thing, nobody's coming up with proof, probably because there either isn't any proof or they don't want to get any proof and they just want to ruin his life by just making up accusations and claims, or saying that something as innocent as him hugging somebody or kissing somebody was wrong. That was all he did. A hug and a kiss. That's it. He didn't kiss anybody on the lips. He didn't grab anybody by the boobs or the vagina or the butt. And he sure as hell didn't rape anybody. If you want to go out and say that, I can't really, honestly, I can't stop you. I can't stop you. I really wish you wouldn't, but I can't stop you. But you need to come up if you want to expose him. And this is coming from somebody who stands with him, who thinks he doesn't want anything done wrong. I pointed out on my Twitter, I stand with Vic unless there is proof. Unless there is proof that he has done what these people are saying he's done, then I stand with him, because it's crazy. So I don't believe in such things until it has evidence. I'll pray Vic is safe, but we all need to relax. Oh, he'll be safe. He'll be safe. It's a lot of, anytime there's been accusations towards somebody, it's been a bunch of buzz on Twitter. I've never, unless I may be wrong, I don't know. I've never seen anybody physically attack someone who's been accused of something or killed. I may be wrong, but what I see, this is what I feel like this should be a rule. Anytime there is an accusation made towards somebody, it automatically needs to go to court. It needs to be investigated. It shouldn't be any Twitter drama. This is the same thing. This happened, well, not with Bryan Singer, because that goes all the way back to the 90s. And I point out, like, even if he hasn't admitted it, it's why I think some people actually did do what people are accusing them, but not Vic. But Bryan Singer, but still, what I point out is, like, with Melanie Martinez, that is, that's really cool pop performer, and I don't know about pop, it's like, she has her own style of music, and I liked her music. And then, this other girl last year went on Twitter, who was supposed to be an old friend of hers, girlfriend actually, went and said that she raped her. And then the whole thing, and then Melanie had to come forward and say that she never said no to whatever we did together, to whatever we agreed upon together. But it was this big Twitter drama. I don't even think it ever really got resolved. But that's what I'm saying. The main point I'm trying to make is that this crap, anytime accusations are made, and I think the thing with the whole Kick Vic, there's already at least 30 people saying he did stuff. And I'm like, if you want to accuse him, take it to court. Don't rely on Twitter. That's one of the things I hate about Twitter, is that it leaves people open. There are probably, I think, in addition, if these people believe that he did something, that if they believe that he did something, then they should just, I don't know. It's just, if they believe he did something, I think in addition to those people who believe that, there's also the haters. There's also the people who have hated him since the early 2000s. He's always, for whatever reason, this is a nice guy. This is a nice, normal guy. He himself has admitted he doesn't understand why he has a hate group. But he has always had a hate group since the early 2000s. And I think some of those people who just hate him went and said that he went and did something to them. And that's just awful. And it's just, and like I said, and it's gotten to the point, I'm tired of hearing about it. I said before on the Discord group I am on the Clownfish TV Discord group. And it's a nice group. All opinions are welcome. you won't get, unless you go and you say mean crap, or you, well, I mean, unless you insult somebody or say something mean or whatever, which I don't, because at least the people on there are cool. Unless you, like, say something mean, or you break or do something, like, really bad on the group, you don't, it's nothing that you'll get, like, you can state your honest opinions about something, and it's welcome. And I like that. I think opinions should be welcome. And I pointed out, I said last night on a voice chat that I was on with some of the members of the group, that I remember back when New She-Ra was coming out, and I remember after, like, the first week or couple of weeks after that, there was all of the people on there kept posting all these cringy, bad, fake reviews from people who don't really review TV shows. And like the Tumblr artwork. And at the time, I was mildly annoyed by it. But right now, given the fact that I've been seeing all of these people say, like, and I don't blame the group for posting stuff, but stupid shit people have been saying about Vic. I don't blame them, but I almost prefer seeing the cringy Tumblr reviews for New She-Ra. And that's actually, it's actually kind of funny. It's kind of sad. Hey, I'm here. Hello, Underworld Dream. We've been talking about Vic Mignogna and the whole allegations surrounding him and stuff. Another thing that I heard Geeky Sparkles on Clownfish TV said was that, like, all these voice actors say now that like, oh, that they're with the survivors and are with the people who had to go through that and all this other crap. And I'm like, well, if these accusations go all the way back to 2006 at least, maybe earlier, why didn't you do nothing then? Why wait till now? Why wait till right now in 2019? It's been 13 years. It's the same with the people there who are accusing him. Why didn't you could have said when you went, like, when he, I don't know, gave you a hug or gave you a kiss? Why didn't you tell him anything right then and there? I don't want this hug. I don't want this kiss. You could have said, I'm pointing it out. They could have said something. But they didn't. They decided to think that, oh, it's no big deal. There was literally one girl who literally admitted in her Twitter post that at the time when because all she said about how that all he told her was to look in the camera so that she could take her picture. And she looks in the camera, gets ready to take a picture, and he kisses her. And at the time, she says about how, I didn't realize the malicious intentions at the time. So you mean to tell me that basically you were cool with it? Even though it was a surprise to you. You were cool with it, and then you just now, like a few years ago, turn the tables and go, oh, he did this to me. That's not how these type of things work, sweetie. That's not how these work. You're either fine with it when it happens, or you're not fine with it when it happens. I mean, am I wrong? Is anybody still in the comments? And I'm sorry. I've pointed out, no person who has gone through this, no one should have to go through what these people go through. You're not wrong. Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying. No, I had to point out on Twitter because I didn't want what I wrote to be portrayed as me being the bad guy. What is your thoughts, Hunter Iggy? What is your thoughts on female fans ask a request from Vic Mignogna hugging and kisses them? So before, I'm gonna say how he rolled before this crap went down. Before this, some of them would ask him. Oh, can you give me a hug? Maybe a little kiss on the forehead. And he would be fine with it. So if they ask him to, give me a bear hug. Give me a normal, non-sexual hug. Or a normal, non-sexual kiss on the forehead. And it would be fine. I've been to anime cons back then. It's a very affectionate community, often trying to copy trope and scene of anime. So things like this happen all the time back then. It's crazy. It's very crazy that I need to get me a sip of my drink because that's how crazy this is getting. But what I'm saying, the way people are trying to, some people are trying to overcomplicate things. When somebody gets sexually harassed or assaulted or something, either you are fine with it or you are not fine with it. You need to have your brain turned on in that moment to decide, to decide. And if you don't want this, you go and say, hey, I don't want this. He would have backed off if more people had said, hey, I don't want this kiss. I don't want this hug. You can't just go and say, I'm reaching a very personal territory here. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even have to apologize, but this is real. This is a real big deal. You don't just go and say, okay, I'm surprised by this, but I'll let it roll, even though I don't want this. That's not how this... I know I've used this meme. I wish it became a meme. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You either want somebody, consensually want somebody to kiss you or hug you or whatever, or you don't. And if you really don't want it, say no. Say no. You can't just go. Do you think SJW and feminists trying to ruin his life and career? I think that's part of it. I don't think that's all of it. Then again, I think it might be so. It might be so because he is one of the few actors or one of the few voice actors I know that says he admits and says that he is Christian. He is a devout Christian. And SJWs, and I don't think feminists, but SJWs, they do not like Christians. They do not like anybody they say they accept all religions and everybody, but they don't. They don't, because they believe in their deluded little world that all Christians are homophobic. All Christians, they believe that all gay people will be damned to hell, and they are homophobic, and it's like they are such horrible people. That's what they are. I met Vic a long time ago. He seemed like a nice guy. I know one of my friends told me, don't touch the voice actors. I listened to my friend because it was my first time. Okay, that's cool. You got to meet Vic. So at least if I never meet him, I at least have, because I never have where I can get to go to a con, but at least I know somebody who has met him. So that's cool. That's cool for you, and it's cool for me. That's cool for everybody. I'm not trying to sound mean. That's awesome that you got to meet him. Um, and I'm, like, that's what I'm saying, though, is that it's just, these people, they go and they say, it's, you need to, it's like, you can't just, like, a few years, I know I keep talking about this one particular girl, but I find it very dumb that this girl waited, what, 5-10 years to go and suddenly change her mind. That's how it sounds. I don't know if that's how, like, if she may have worded it poorly. And I'm not saying that, like, oh, that she isn't hurt or anything. I'm not trying to be unsympathetic towards her. I am saying that the way she's making it sound, she makes it sound like, oh, she was surprised. Like, at the time, she kind of didn't want it, but didn't mind that he kissed her. And then years later, she's like, oh, he did this without my consent. He's a bad guy. And it's like, people don't work that way. People don't work that way. And there's been, and some of the people in the I Hate Vic group, or Kick Vic, there was one girl who came forward and she said that her photo of her hugging Vic was stolen. It was stolen. And the person who stole it, they posted it on Twitter or whatever, and they lied, and they said that the girl was another victim. The girl herself saw the photo, came forward, and she said that her photo was stolen, and that the whole thing, that everybody gave their consent towards a hug. The girl was okay with the hug. Vic was okay with the hug. The girl's freaking mother who took the picture was okay with the hug. Anyway, so I've mentioned about Vic Mignogna. I said the first part of this video was supposed to be titled Vic Mignogna, Rooster Teeth, and RWBY. So I've talked about Vic Mignogna. I'm talking about Rooster Teeth now. I have been told constantly on Twitter because, and I admit I should have looked this up more thoroughly. I remember seeing a video or something on Reddit or something, and there was 20 people, at least, maybe 10, 20, I can't even remember the actual number now, but there was people talking about how, I don't know if this was back in like 2000, or if this was, I think this was something back like right when Rooster Teeth was starting. And there was stuff that one of the head guys at Rooster Teeth, Bernie Burns, that he went through his own accusations and allegations, and that some girl, there was some girl, and this, from what I'm hearing now, is not official, but at the time, what I read, these 20 idiots who said this crap, said this, making it sound like it was actually the case. So, and they made it, and they, according to them, that there was this girl who went, and there was something that she had been raped by him, and there was never there was never nothing solid about the thing, and it went nowhere. But and I wrote in my original, one of my tweets, I said about how that I found it crazy that, oh, they fire Vic, but Bernie Burns, who, and this was at the time when I wrote this, I know what the actual thing was now. At the time when I wrote it, I find it weird that they kept Bernie Burns there despite the fact he went through his own allegations, but fired Vic. And it was like it wasn't that he wasn't important to them or something. But apparently the information was wrong. I found nothing, no official source saying that there was any rape allegations. Maybe they were referring to somebody else. I don't know. I could have sworn it said Bernie Burns. I think he's the voice of Ruby Rose's dad on RWBY. That's what people were saying. I think he is. But anyways, so that's what was going on. I've already mentioned Vic Mignogna. I've talked about Rooster Teeth. I just think I think that he should have been investigated. I don't know if they're even going to admit that he was investigated. I think that they fired him just as a business move because they didn't want to have to deal with controversy. It upset me and angered me to no end that right after I heard the news that he had been fired, I look on Twitter and I see all of these people, or all of these girls who just mindlessly believed that he did this, mindlessly believed that innocent hugs and kisses were sexual misconducts. And I seen 20, 30 people celebrating that he was fired. And I'm like, that's too much. It's too much. And that's why one of the reasons I've been very limited on what I've been doing on Twitter since last night. And then I'll get onto RWBY here in just a moment. I'm going to be talking about the show and how bad its fandom can kind of be. This happens all the time. I remember a college girl that used to get drunk and grab cute guys and drag them back to her room for sex. After taking gender studies, she believed she was constantly raped. If she, then that wouldn't be rape. That wouldn't be, if she consensually, while drunk, was like, hey, I'm gonna bang that guy, then in a sense, that wouldn't be rape, because it would be if the girl was drunk and a guy who isn't drunk went up to her and said, like, let's do it, and her being hammered, she wouldn't be aware of it, and she'd be like, okay. But if she was drunk, technically, if the guy didn't want it, and the girl went while drunk, technically while still drunk, she would technically be the rapist if the guy didn't want it. But she was like, oh, let's do it, baby, let's do it. I'm just saying. I'm in all fair, she, in a sense, she would take up the rapist role, but she would still be drunk. So I guess it wouldn't be, I don't know. It's difficult to talk about this. Anyways, it's just difficult because then people are going to say that I'm thinking all girls are rapists or something, or some other crap. Even though that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to move on. This is a related topic, and this is about with RWBY. I loved this show. Well, not loved. I love this show. It just wrapped up its 6th volume. Volume 7, Season 7, whatever you want to call it, will be premiering in October, as always, with all of the RWBY volumes. Vic Mignogna played the role of Uncle Crow on RWBY, and I will get a picture of him real quick. Get a picture loaded real quick. Alright, so this was who, I don't know if that's coming in clear enough for you guys, but this was who Vic Mignogna played on RWBY. He was the voice of Crow Bronwyn. I keep saying that. I know the name. I know it's how the name is. But he was the voice of Uncle Crow, and this was RWBY and Yang's uncle, obviously. The lead character, RWBY's uncle, and Yang's uncle. And he was the voice. He started in Volume 3, and as I said, Volume 6 finished up a few weeks ago, so he voiced from Volumes 3 to 6. I've only seen the reaction of people on YouTube, yeah. it's kind of the reactable show, because Rooster Teeth has said before that they'll be fine with reactions. I will be back. Okay, Nitro. And then Underworld Dream says, feminism and gender study re-educate people that normal human interaction are a negative thing. Honestly, given the way crap has gone, I wouldn't be surprised if the devil or demons are among us, and they are making things worse for people in general. I mean, some people do believe in demons, and they believe in God and angels. So it's not crazy for me to think that the devil or demons are among us, and they are making things worse for people who are like through SJW crap, and then gender studies and all this other crap. And it's really sad. It's really sad to see this world continue, like, with the people among us, not just with the people attacking us, not just with the people like in people overseas, Muslim or whatever, Islam, I can't keep up, but just not just with those people attacking us, but the people among us in the US attacking each other, and saying all this crap about SJW and white privilege and Black Lives Matter and all these other things. And some of the stuff, like Me Too, hashtag Me Too, and Black Lives Matter, I think they started off as positive things, and like all positive things in this world, they get toxic and they get bad. And Me Too was supposed to be a movement about women that are trying to come forward with all this stuff, and given every single allegation now, I think there needs to be some proof to these claims too. And then Black Lives Matter was supposed to be about, like, to help, like, that, black people's lives, they matter too. I believe all lives matter, not just black people's lives. All lives matter. Voice actors need to apologize to Vic Mignogna. He is Finn clearly from doing any wrong. I feel like I find it very surprising and very sad that it's one thing if the people at Rooster Teeth didn't do anything for him, because he literally just started a few years ago on RWBY. That's one thing. I find it unbelievable, and I find it very sad that none of these people, he has worked at Funimation since the beginning. Since the late 80s, early 90s. I remember, I think it was like late 90s. But he has worked at Funimation, I think he said in a video recently, in his apology video, that he's worked there for 20 years. I find it surprising that none of the people he worked with, that he attended conventions with, none of the other voice actors, not, because you have Laura Bailey, you have Travis Willingham, Colleen Klinkenbeard, Caitlin Glass, J. Michael Tatum, you have Aaron Dismuke, who played Alphonse Elric, the little brother on Fullmetal Alchemist. None of them came forward. Or even tried to defend him, tried to say that there should be proof. And I find that very sad, that these were people I had thought they were all friends, and not sticking up for a friend. That's not what friends do. So I guess they were never really friends. They could seem like that in conventions and stuff. I don't think they were ever really friends. I saw Black Lives Matter and Me Too for what they truly were, or at least what they will become when they first showed up. Part of it has to do with the rising SJW threat, so it could not help become corrupt. Yeah. Only voice actors. At Funimation, I liked her dealing with some stuff like Todd, Colleen, Eric, and all the rest of them. I don't hate them, but they need to stand by them. Yes, they do. I don't hate them. It's probably a lot more complicated. I think you're right. I think you're right, Tevye. I think that it could be because they probably don't want to have to deal with because they would get under backlash themselves then, and they would get controversy themselves, and it would make things more complicated for them. So regarding RWBY, regarding the show, I am under very heavy debate whether I will continue on with Volume 7. They have not gave any official announcement yet whether they're killing off Crow or if they're replacing the voice actor. Given the fact that they have replaced voice actors before on the show, they replaced Mercury Mercury's voice actor after Volume 2, because there was some other drama with some other Rooster Teeth drama, and because the voice actor also wanted higher paychecks. They replaced Ren's voice actor after the end of Volume 3 when the creator of the show, Monty Oum, who was also the voice of Ren, had passed away. So I would assume that they'll keep Crow on the show, but they're going to find a new voice actor for him. And since they fired Vic, that's going to be obvious that they're going to have to be looking for someone during these 9 months, or less than 9 months, because they usually start voice acting sometime in the summer, I believe. As for RWBY, I love this show. I think I always will. But I've noticed that it can really attract some toxic people. Because I stopped caring for RWBY at season 4 or 5. And season 6 got better. They introduced a cool new character, and they were finally continuing RWBY's Silver Eyes arc. They finally remembered that the whole Silver Eyes thing, and they were going to go into that. And they did. But first you have Hero High on YouTube. And the only problem I found with him is that he does live stream discussions of the episode a day after they come out on Rooster Teeth First. So for the people who don't have Rooster Teeth First, they get spoiled when they watch or they see the thumbnails of his live streams. There's a character called Neo, who is color-wise based off of the Neapolitan ice cream. So like she has white skin and brown and pink hair. And she's mute, and he is crazy fanboy over her. And it's like, it got to the point, if anybody had any criticism for the character, it got close to the point where I noticed on one of his older videos that he deleted some comments from people who criticized, not full on hate, just criticized. So there was that. I never thought, and this might not be true, I'm waiting for his response on Twitter. Murder of Birds wrote a tweet, and he's like the big like RWBY reactor. He wrote a tweet. I have the picture of it. I'm hoping it's a bad joke. Take this with I'm pointing out now because I don't want to start some shit. Other than this case, he's a nice guy. So he writes, a murder is a term used to describe a group of crows. my username, Murder of Birds, partially comes from the murder of Crow's vigor. Crow is named after crows and currently lacks a voice actor. Do you see where I'm going with this? Call me Rooster Teeth, and he posts a little winky smile emoji. So, I am hoping that this is just a very stupid, bad joke. I wrote a tweet reply to the thing, and I am waiting for a response. I already had to deal with some other idiot. I already had to hear about some other idiot bringing up saying that since Vic is fired, I could do a good impression of all his roles. And it's like, you seriously, there is a guy, his career, his role, his work is ruined now. His career is very close to being ruined, and you joke about giving yourself a job? You don't do that. I still watch it, but I'm in no rush because I find myself don't care. I find that they cater to Tumblr too much. It affects their storytelling and character development. I'll just stick to fanfic. I've actually heard people say that RWBY fanfics are actually better than the actual show itself. They're actually written way better than the show itself. So I don't blame you if you just stick to fanfics. As for Tumblr, other than pushing the Bumblebee ship, I haven't seen anything that they would push towards Tumblr. Effing people. Fucking people. I agree, Tevya. I'm hoping this was just a bad joke. I watch his videos. I think he is a very upbeat, I had believed nice guy, but nice people don't do this. It's like he's desperate. He's like desperate to be wanting to get a job. Nearly dropped my thing. Desperate to get a job on the show that he is in love with, that he adores with every fiber of his being. And it's just crazy. It's just very crazy. I'm hoping that, and that's what I'm saying, that if he sincerely wrote this, then it kind of proves what people have been saying, that the RWBY fandom is toxic, and a lot of fandoms are toxic. I'm trying not to believe that anybody and everyone who watches the show are toxic people. I'm trying not to believe that, because I feel like sometimes, like, anybody I like, that I watch, that I admire, I think I'm really starting to believe that I have a bad judge of character, because it seems every single person, I'm about to go off the handle, I'm trying not to say cuss words, but you know what, I don't fucking care anymore. It seems every single person that I like, or follow, or watch, or admire, turns out to be a shitty person. Because you've had, for people I admire, you have Michael Jackson, which a lot of people listen to his music anyways, and I think he was I think this was one of the only things that I know of that went to court, and they said that he wasn't accused, or he didn't do anything, and it was proven in court, but people still get on his case anyway, even though he's been dead for 10 years, they still think he did stuff. You have Michael Jackson. You have, with me, I used to like the Bryan Singer movies. I thought he was a genius movie director, but then I've heard about some of the stuff. I still like the X-Men movies he's done, but I've cut any sort of admiring ties to him. But you have Bryan Singer, you have Melanie Martinez, who was accused of stuff, and I don't think any of that was true, but you have that. And now you have with Vic Mignogna, and then I've had to deal with groups I joined because of people I liked. You have the Facebook group. I'll read your comment in just a second, Hunter Icky. You have the Facebook group that I was on. that it was of another subscriber that I was subscribed to, and his Facebook group. I'm sorry. I need to get this off my chest because it's been getting to me. And you have the Facebook group that I was on, and I called out the moderator because of some other bullshit rule that applied to me but didn't apply to somebody else. And I was blocked from that, and then thanks to my wonderful mom, I was able to re-see the group, see the posts off of her thing, off of her Facebook thing. And I saw that these 50, 60 people that I was, that I was a part of, saying lies and half-truths about me. Lies and half-truths. Saying that I said all this mean crap, and that, wasn't he the guy who said this? Wasn't he the guy who did that? Oh yeah, it was him. One of the things I remember was these people said that he called, I think it was something to do that all I had said about Leslie Jones was that I personally didn't think she was funny. I personally didn't think she was funny. I thought that 90% of her dialogue was her doing the typical black woman yelling routine that some people find funny. There's a time when it's funny, like when Medea does it, and there's a time when it's just downright annoying, like when she does it. But they said crap that I was part of, or that I called her, or that I was racist towards her. I never said anything racist towards her. They said that I think they said something that I called her, that I said that she looked like a gorilla or something like that. I don't think black people look like gorillas. I never said anything that she looked like a gorilla. I don't know where some of this stuff was coming from. I never said to them that she looked like a gorilla. I mean, I think when people, like, the whole thing, like, some people, when they say, like, with facial structure, like her facial structure, I mean, but I don't believe that. I don't go saying, I'm not saying, like, I don't go, I mean, with, like, black people in general. I don't think they look like gorillas. That's just stupid. That's just borderline stupid, dumb, and racist. Saying that all black people. You know what I mean? It's one that if you say, like, if there's one particular person, even though it's still kind of mean, I wouldn't say this to her. I just don't think she's funny, and I don't even know why I keep talking about this. Anyway, so there was that group. There was the Discord group, the other Discord group that I was on, and I got kicked from that. People like this to just keep their thoughts to themselves. Yes. But, and it's just, people go and they say crap. I didn't say anything wrong. I'm not saying, I mean, I don't think you're saying that, Nitro. I'm not saying, it's just, people get so crazy. It gets crazy. And I don't know anymore. Anyway, but there was that, and then there was the whole thing with murder now. People get too personal these days, and that's just sad. I find most of mainstream black funny tend to be laugh at the black people. A lot of the stuff is done by another race, and another race would not be considered funny. I view it sort of like a modern minstrel show. Yeah. It's crazy. So I'm going to be real. If someone came up to me, and they said that they personally believed that Leslie Jones looked like a gorilla, I wouldn't go, I mean, as long as they don't say that about other black people, I wouldn't say automatically off the bat that they're racist. But I don't, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to insult her. I'm just, sometimes it's just, you have to just, sometimes you have to be careful what you say, because if you say one thing about somebody, it will either automatically make you sexist or racist or something else. Am I right, people? Okay, where was that other post? Where was that post by? There it is. Their folk always okay. I don't know why they keep going after him. Maybe it's because he's Christian. That's who they attack all the time, Tevye. Twitter folk always look for a job. Can Vic Mignogna sue the people back at them for trying to ruin his life and career? I don't know. I don't know if nothing. This is what I hate whenever it comes to crap like this. It almost never goes to court. So it's like Twitter has to be, to them, Twitter has to be to sort this out. Twitter to them has to be the thing that sorts this all out. Personally, can people just stop accusing people without any evidence? The world would be a better place, Tevye. The world would be a better place if that was the case. I understand how you feel, now how you feel. Okay. Yes. So we as human beings are so defensive, but it all depends on how your stance is and how we all have to take it with a grain of salt, and I agree. I mean, the only other thing I'm going to say about Leslie Jones is I wouldn't be surprised if there was something that came out that she was really a man. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not insulting her. I'm not saying anything bad. I never said to them anything that she looked like this or whatever. I don't remember saying that to them. I never did say that to them. And I don't believe, just because I don't think she's like super pretty, and then the way like her facial structures doesn't automatically mean that I think all black people look like gorillas, because that's just stupid. That is fucking stupid and racist. Anyways, so I talked about RWBY. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Am I right, people? I'm not saying anything bad about race. People always go off the handle and make crap about race. But there was the thing. I'm moving on from all that. I moved on. Let's move on. We talked about Vic Mignogna. We talked about Rooster Teeth. We talked about RWBY. I think I got just about all of this crap that has been very difficult on me to deal with, having to hear all this with Vic Mignogna, and then having to deal with my issues, my stuff that I've had to deal with in the past couple days. It really hurts. It hurts that the Discord group that I was on, that I went to this person for help, thinking that I was a very bad judge of character because I kept liking, following, admiring people that either are toxic or may be toxic, and the person there did nothing to help me, and I got kicked. I got kicked from the group. So it's like, fuck me, am I right? Screw me. It's not like I matter. It was just about her, what this person had to go through. Check my... Is everybody still here? Everybody still watching? For watching, okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Because people say hurtful things. They always think, and another thing I hate, they always think that, oh, only white people can be racist. Only the white people can be judging others for their race or whatever. And it's not just white people. It's not just white people. And I know I've said what I said about Leslie Jones. I know I said what I said, but another person I don't like because of her comedy, because of her gross comedy, is Amy Schumer. And she's a white woman. So it's not a race thing. It's not a race thing. It's like last year I had somebody call me a white bitch and that supported Trump. Anyways, yeah, I'll follow your advice, Tevye. I'm gonna move on because this is getting to me. Moving on to a happier topic, and I better hurry because my tablet is 8%. Okay. So I watched a DC Daily thing the other day, and it was said that 2 people were cast in the Stargirl TV show that is coming this summer to DC Universe. So the rumor is the show will be set in Blue Valley, Nebraska, or Blue Valley, which is Wally West's hometown. There is a girl cast. I don't know really who the character is, but she's supposed to be playing like the popular girl in Blue Valley. And the second casting, okay, I'll see you in a minute, Tevye. The second casting was of a redheaded male, and the casting has been undisclosed. They have not revealed who this actor is playing, and it's led people to believe that since the actor is a redhead, and that since the series is being suggested to be taking place in Blue Valley, Nebraska, that the character that the actor might be playing is Wally West, the redhead Wally West. So I am hoping, that was kind of a burp, sort of. I am hoping that this is true. I am hoping that the actor that he's playing, Wally West, I really hope so, but part of me wants to be true, but part of me just kind of finds it too good to be true, given all of the crap that we Wally West fans, or at least me and the people watching, or my subscribers, that me and the people watching, it's like we've gone through so much these past few years ever since Wally West came back. So I want it to be true, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm trying not to get my hopes up that the character he's playing could be Wally, because it could be somebody else. I hope that isn't the case, but we'll just have to wait and see. They'll probably reveal something at Comic-Con, because that'll be right before when the show comes out anyways. Oh my gosh! Oh my god! A redhead Wally West, that crazy talk! You're funny, Underworld. Oh, and another thing, the actor posted I guess it says here it was on October 11th. I found it and it said it was December. Oh, the original thing was, okay, so the original thing he wrote was, "One day I will play Wally West." He retweeted it, and it was, okay, so it says back October, "A kid can dream." I'm hoping so. I tried getting that original post about one day I will play Wally West, and it said failed to reload tweet. I somehow managed to able to get it to show up, but I think it was something that may have been deleted at one point. So I'm hoping it's true. So what was that other post? I'm a minority, and I know that every other race tend to be racist. White people tend to be the least racist group out there, except SJW. Yeah. I can't speak for all white people out there, but I myself am not racist. I am not racist. I don't think mean things about black people. I don't judge on race or anything. When there is a person who is black, I don't, like, and they do some dumb crap, I don't say, like, I don't say another, like, oh, that's another stupid black person. I say that this person is a disappointment to black people everywhere, because they are, like, if this particular black person or whatever person, whatever race, does something really stupid or dumb, then I say, oh, they are a disappointment to, to insert race here, people, to black people, to Asian people, to Hispanic. That's all I say. I don't say, oh, that's a dumb N-word or whatever. I am shocked, utterly shocked, and especially coming from some of the crazy anti-SJWs who reach and look out there for little subtle details that aren't SJW, that they make SJW. And some of them, one of them I came across, and I've said this before, I have a video of it on my channel if y'all want to see it. And it was of a comment that this one guy who claimed to be anti-SJW, and he called the Indian actor who was on that season as a lead in season 3 of Daredevil well, I'm not even going to say it, but he called him a racist insult. So it's like, I'm not that person. I may veer towards anti-SJW because I just want quality entertainment. I want to be entertained. I don't want to be preached. I don't want to hear about the miserable crap that goes on in the world. I just want to watch a superhero show and enjoy that. That's all. That's all I want. I mean, I'm considering probably first thing because while I'm on the wait for watching the rest of Young Justice Outsiders, I'm thinking after I get done watching new Batman adventures that I might start up finally watching Static Shock. And the only reason why I haven't seen Static Shock is not because he's a black character. It's because there were, like, up until like the last couple years, there were no DVDs. They came out with one Static Shock DVD back when the show was coming out, called Static Shock: The New Kid, and it had the first 6 episodes. That was it. So they finally came out with the DVDs recently. I think it would just be easier for me just to watch on DC Universe. So, but I saw a couple episodes when I was getting Young Justice Invasion Season 2 on DVD. There was 3 episodes that came on one of the DVDs. I saw the 3 episodes. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was a great show. I thought it was a fun show. I find it very, very weird. Very weird that that DC is delaying this whole Earth M milestone relaunch. It's been delayed for 2 years now? Because I want to read the Static comic. It's what people have said. People go and say that that Miles Morales is Black Spider-Man, and he may be that, be exactly that, a Black Spider-Man. But many people have said that, like, a character that is kind of like Black Spider-Man before Miles was Static Shock. He was a teenager. He had to deal with his own tragedy because he lost his mom. And he was struggling with being a teenager and being a superhero. And that's really cool. And it was really cool that he got a show of all the characters. And not just a show set in the same universe as Batman the Animated Series. That is amazing. I am amazed and I am happy. And I'm happy that this great character has gotten such a fan base because of the cartoon, you know? Am I right? And I still have viewers watching. I've been talking about Static a lot. 5 watching. Wow. I think that's a record. Must be, that's like a record. Wow. Anyways, that's when I say stuff, I'm just a real person. I'm a real person. I try not to sugarcoat things. And sometimes I have to be, I don't want to say anything that would get me into trouble. It's just, all of this is just crazy. This world is crazy. I think I've said this in a lot of my videos, but it's just crazy. When they push a new minority character, Black Wally, they forgot about the other minority that filled the spot. So with the new push for Black Wally, they forgot about Static. That may be the case, but they keep announcing and delaying. Like last year, they finally announced what the lineup of comics was going to be for the Earth-M relaunch. And nothing came from that. Nothing came from that. There's been no release dates, no comics, no nothing. And I find that very weird. It's like, you have a character people like. Push that character. Push the character people like. Don't make a new character. Especially when you have another character that can fill that role. Another character that people liked because of the cartoon, and they're even people who read the original comic, and some of them liked the show. Either way, I mean, even if the people who read the comics didn't like the show, the show did still get people wanting to read a Static comic. You know? I even forgot about Static and Young Justice as well. Well, he's on the team. They might do something with it. I don't know. Hopefully they'll do some more episodes where they focus on the team and they can focus on him. Who knows? Personally, I'd love it if Static Shock or Batman Beyond would come back or get animated movies. Apparently they were going to do, first they said they were going to do a Batman Beyond animated movie. Then they said they were getting an Asian American lead for Terry. And then Warner Brothers, somebody confirmed that Warner Brothers isn't making a Batman Beyond animated film, which really sucks, because I loved Batman Beyond. I get tired of Bruce Wayne Batman stuff, but I loved Batman Beyond. I'd love to see that explored more, aside from just getting an ongoing comic. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. My tablet's at 3%. I'm going to have to wrap this up here soon. Thank you all for joining me. I'll do another stream soon. I wait and see what's going on. And hopefully soon, if I get a PS4, I can start just doing game walkthrough, playthrough stuff. And Underworld Dream says bye. Bye, Underworld Dream. Alright, well, I'm gonna wrap this up here. This is Edward West Summers. Thank you for watching. This is me signing out. Bye.